Good evening. The nationwide lockdown has been extended, but it's going to look very different from the past three extensions. The nationwide lockdown has been extended till the 30th of June in containment zones. All activities that were banned earlier will now be opened up in areas outside containment zones in a phased manner, subject to following social distancing and other safety guidelines, has said the government. Areas outside containment zones, so, are now being opened up in a phased manner to reallow economic activity and the movement of goods and services. Night curfew, however, will remain in force from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. across India. So the reopening of prohibited activities outside containment zones will be allowed now in 3 stages if the Health Ministry's standard operating procedures are followed. Activities listed in the 2nd and 3rd stages will only be permitted after assessing the on-ground situation at that point of time and in consultation with states and union territories. So let's take a look at what the centre's exit strategy is looking like. So places of worship, hotels, restaurants, other hospitality services and malls can reopen from the 8th, the Home Ministry has said, with the standard operating procedures, that is ensuring social distancing, all of this to contain the spread of the coronavirus. But cinemas, schools, international flights will be reopened only after an assessment. Remember, all of this coming on a day when India has reported the biggest single-day jump in the number of new coronavirus patients and those who died also due to the highly infectious disease, with 7,900, actually 8,000 fresh cases almost, and 265 deaths reported in the last 24 hours, bringing the total number of cases in India to 1.7 lakh. All right, so what is life going to look like now under India opens up 1.0? We have a slew of our reporters spread out across the country to help you understand what tomorrow is going to bring for you. Sunil Prabhu, let's go to you first. Sunil, so this is only applicable till the 30th of June. Does this mean that the window is open for the government to backtrack if this backfires? Because the number of COVID-19 cases, like I just said, has crossed the 1.7 lakh mark in India. There have been 5,000 deaths. It's the 2nd day in a row that we're reporting over 7,000 cases.
Absolutely valid point, Sarah. And in fact, I think that's the reason for why they have continued with the National Disaster Management Act to be continued till June 30th, so that they have that option of retracting if they want. But having said that, I think they've learned their lessons about the implementation of the lockdown, which is now and being continued to be debated across this country about whether it was done efficiently or not. That I leave it for the people to decide. But as you rightly pointed out, there are now 3 phases. When you can't continue with the lockdown, you call it unlock. There are 3 phases. In the first phase, which will be effective from June 8th, all religious places of worship will continue. Hotels and restaurants and hospitality services will continue and open up. Shopping malls will open up. But of course, with that new normal, which is being talked about, which the Prime Minister has been stressing, with the Chief Ministers also, that you will have to have social distancing in place. The big question for people like you and me who have children, and for those who are going to college and educational institutions, a decision will be taken in July based on the assessment when colleges shall be opened. But please remember, the CBSE has already issued guidelines from the 1st of July, 15th of July. So that still stands. I don't think that's on hold, but we'll have to wait and see how things evolve on that. And then, of course, the phase 3 which will be based on a number of assessments, bars, gymnasiums, swimming pools, cinema halls, international travel, all those things will have to be taken
in phase 3. All right, so Sunil points out that in phase 3, international air travel, the government says, may be restarted. So that decision is only going to be taken later, including whether metro services may also restart?
Absolutely, Sarah. Even though the Delhi Chief Minister, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, wanted Delhi Metro to, kickstart its operation within from June 1st onwards, but the centre obviously has said no to that. They are saying, based on the assessments, what they find out later in the stage, then they would be starting metro services. Similarly, as far as international travel is also concerned, Mr. Hardeep Puri, who is the Minister of Civil Aviation, has hinted that if the experiment of domestic airways, is successful, then they would be opening skies for international sector also. But as of now, both these metro services and the international travel are no as far as India is concerned. More so, Sarah, as far as Delhi is concerned, Delhi has more than 100 containment zones. So even if most of the activities which are going to be thrown open from June 1st onwards, in most of the places, in most of the areas in Delhi, they won't be permitted because Delhi itself has 100 containment zones. Sarah?
Correct. Arvind, so coming here then on Delhi, what will life look like in the capital? Because as Neeta points out, 23 actually new areas added to the containment zones. So the total containment zones in Delhi right now at 122. Yet we heard the Chief Minister saying earlier today that life must go on and we can't always live under a lockdown.
Yeah, Sarah, earlier we saw a nationwide restrictions. Now after that, that was the focus shifted from nationwide to more like red zones, green zones, and also to orange zone, that is to district level. Now the focus will mainly be on containment zone. So what is a containment zone? Containment zones are very localized area, demarcated area where there is an epicenter, where there are cluster of cases. So that particular point is called a containment zone, and also a buffer zone. Right outside the containment zone, the perimeter is called a buffer zone. So like you said, in Delhi there are around 122 containment zones as on date. So Delhi is a state which has more containment zones. In fact, the entire Delhi was classified as a red zone or a hotspot area. So according to the Delhi Chief Minister, Delhi government, they want everything to be opened up because they have increased the capacity of the health infrastructure, public health infrastructure, and also the private health infrastructure. So Delhi government is very confident that even if the number of cases increases, our health system is very much up to the mark, and it can bear, it can.
Well, in his own words, Delhi is 4 steps ahead of the coronavirus. All right, let's go across to Moni Deepa, talking about being 4 steps ahead. Moni, Mamata Banerjee actually already preempted this announcement today, saying yesterday itself that places of worship are supposed to open from Monday in West Bengal. Is that still the plan?
That's right. In fact, this is one of the differences between the West Bengal list of relaxations in buffer zones and clean zones and not in containment zones, that religious places will open from Monday. That is one difference. The other interesting difference is that, there are offices that are apparently going to open within containment zones. Now, how that will happen is not clear. The other issue that appears not to have been addressed for Bengal, if offices are going to open from the 8th of June, both government and private, is how are people going to commute? There is no indication either in the state list or in the central list about local trains. That's a huge means of commuting for all the people who come into work into Kolkata or in other parts of the state. So no clarity on trains, local trains, and I'm sure that will be an issue with Mumbai as well. Other than that, the state government pretty much following.
Let's check that with Purva, who's reporting on Maharashtra. Purva, is Maharashtra ready for India Unlocked 1.0, given its soaring cases? I think today, again, we've seen, is it 3,000 new cases reported in Mumbai?
Well, as Monidi was also pointing out, in Mumbai especially, the local trains, whether they will be starting or not is going to be a big question mark because NCP Chief Sharad Pawar is of the opinion that local trains should start, but Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray is of the opinion that if at all we have to go into this unlocking phase, it has to be in a completely phased manner, and he's not too keen on just reopening Mumbai and Pune, which are the hotspots just from whenever the announcement is. But yes, definitely Maharashtra government, now that the order has come in from the center, will also by end of tomorrow will come out with its own set of guidelines, and the picture will be more clearer then. But the number of cases are rising, and it will be since the Maharashtra government will have to actually sit down and take a note whether Mumbai and Pune will also open, because still now the private offices are not given the permission to open in these Mumbai and Pune and Nagpur cities. So definitely if at all it opens up, how will you commute? Because that is going to be a big question mark, because 75 lakh people take the local trains every day in Mumbai. So that is going to be a big question mark at this point of time.
So many questions still being raised about what life will look like as India unlocks 1.0. Let's go across to KK Shailaja. She's the health minister, well known, needs no introduction now. Ma'am Shailaja, Kerala has emerged as a model for India and the world in the fight against COVID-19. The public healthcare system, the primary healthcare system, all of it in the spotlight. But ma'am, cases are picking up now. Yesterday we saw Kerala showing a spike in cases, a highest ever jump of 84. Today 58 more COVID-19 cases, most of them who have returned from abroad. The central government is preparing to restart even international aviation too, perhaps in this phase 3. Are you prepared for this?
Yes, we are in the second phase, we can say so. And we know we have to live with this virus. And the stringent activities should be listed in some area for the preparation of our livelihood and other work. But all of a sudden, the listing of all stringent activities, that will become a great problem. Here in Kerala, we have the second wave, and we expected that when the flight and the railway travel, etc., restarted, thousands of people are coming back from other places to Kerala. And the second wave is from that. The first part, we have 5 12 cases up to May, and out of that 3 died and all other become cured and they discharged from the hospital, and our fatality rate was too low, 0.5 like that, and our recovery rate is too high. Out of the closed cases, we have 99% recovery in Kerala, and that was the condition here. And we expected that people will come from outside next time, because we also asked the central government to bring back our poor people from other countries and who were stranded in other states, etc. But all of a sudden, in one day, if thousands and lakhs of people are coming back, it will become a problem. So we give an appeal to central government that bring them back in phased manner and give them priority, that the pregnant mothers and pregnant women and the old age people and someone who lost their jobs in other parts, they should get the priority and they should come back. We ask the central government that only the people who registered in our portal, e-Jagrata portal or this COVID Jagrata portal, they should get passed first time. And we are ready here to examine them thoroughly. Our policy is to trace, test and quarantine and isolate and treat them. And that policy we are following here. So we have to get time to trace them, to test them, and to make them, to shift them to the hospital or quarantine place properly. Then only we can save them. Then only we can save the people who are living here. Otherwise, the secondary contact, the primary and secondary contact will occur.
But ma'am, apart from the challenge of people returning to Kerala, of course, not just from other parts of the country, but also globally, what are you in agreement with the central government that economic activity must open up? We are now not in a lockdown 5.0, we are in India unlocks 1.0. That economic activity has to begin, because I know in Kerala there's been a very strict quarantine. My own parents, of course, are staying at home for the past 3 months. Is Kerala ready for this next step?
Yes, we are also in agree with the economic activities. That kind of activity should start. And in Kerala also, our Honorable Chief Minister have a very good project for the economic activities according to central government's decision also. And we started our agricultural work here. We are cultivating vegetables and other paddy, etc. in barren land. We have a very good project on that. We started, but the issue is that the containment zones, we are locking the containment zones properly, and we are not allowing in and out travel from the containment zone, and some stringent activities were there. I think the virus density in India is concentrated on 13 or 14 municipalities or that number of places. If India government do something to close that area and to have stringent activities in that zone, not allow to spread the virus to all over India, that become a dangerous thing. But closing down an area or a big city means we should have it to provide proper food, proper medicine and everything to the people in that area. Otherwise, if there is a project for that, we can win. If there is no project, people will suffer more out of that close down. And we should have to close down such containment area, and we should have to address the need of the people in that area also.
All right.
That is only method to control this virus, to flattening the curve. That is the only method.
Absolutely. Thank you, ma'am. We also have your contemporary in Goa, that is the Goa Health Minister, Mr. Vishwajit Rane, joining us. Mr. Rane, thank you for your time and your patience there. You just heard Ma'am Shailaja about the challenges Kerala is facing about people returning home, expatriates returning home to the state. Now, compared to the rest of the states in India, we are going to see Goa being the most preferred state for domestic international travelers, especially when it comes to tourism. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, hi, Sarah. Thank you for having me on the show. What I was listening to Madam Shailaja, who I look upon and in this war against COVID. But as you mentioned, as far as the people coming into the state of Goa, we're already feeling the stress and the load at the moment. So the government of Goa has taken up stringent SOPs. We have just seen the new guidelines that have come in. And it's like Madam just said, that it's also a very, very important thing for Goa to have stringent measures and SOPs in place. Our government, under the Chief Minister, Dr. Pramod Sawant, we are putting stringent measures in place, and we are testing every person entering the state of Goa. Now, we have asked, as you must be aware, last time on your show, we mentioned that Goa is one of the only states asking for a COVID negative certificate coming into the state of Goa. And second, what we have said is either you opt for a home quarantine straight away, or we test them at the airport or point of entry. Now, what we have decided before the guidelines, we were just waiting for the final guidelines to shape up. And what we are going to do is we are going to have the testing facilities at the borders. My problem
Mr. Rane, if I could just come back to you for a second. We have the Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot also joining us. Mr. Gehlot, kya aap prepared ho? The central government has now announced complete easing of economic activity in in zones that aren't a hot spot. Is Rajasthan ready for this?
Yeah, madam, हम तो पहले से तैयारी कर रहे थे और इसी लाइन पे चल रहे हैं, क्योंकि जब से कोविड का लॉकडाउन हुआ है तब से ही लॉकडाउन 1 हो या 2 या 3 हो या 4 हो, हमने पहले तैयारी कर रखी है और ये कोई हमारे लिए आश्चर्य की बात नहीं है। और इसी पीरियड में हम लोग आगे बढ़ेंगे। हम चाहेंगे केंद्र सरकार राज्य सरकारें मिलकर के कोविड-19 का मुकाबला करें और हम लोग कामयाब हों, ये हमारी सोच है और वो हम आगे बढ़ाएंगे।
बट सर, आप कैसे वॉक करोगे ये पाथ, क्योंकि ऑन वन हैंड केसेस तो बढ़ते जा रहे, हर दिन बढ़ते जा रहे, फिर भी दूसरी हैंड पे इकोनॉमी पे स्ट्रेस हो रही है, तो आप कैसे बैलेंस करोगे ये दोनों साइड्स?
देखिए, हमारे यहाँ पे पैरामीटर फिर भी काफी ठीक है और नेशनल स्तर से, चाहे वो आपके डबलिंग का हो तो हमारे यहाँ 18 दिन में डबलिंग हो रही है, नेशनल लेवल 13 दिन में हो रही है हमारे यहाँ पर। उसके अलावा जो अपने ये केसेज हैं पर बिलियन, हमारे यहाँ हमने टेस्टिंग करते हैं 4700, जबकि नेशनल लेवल 2500 है। और कैजुअलिटी फैसिलिटी जो रेट है वो भी यहाँ पे 2.2% है।
करेक्ट।
और टेस्टिंग का यहाँ पे 3,80,000 ने किया है। तो और मिलाजुल के ओवरऑल हमारे यहाँ पर काफी अच्छी रिकवरी रेट सबसे शानदार है, 62.87% है, जबकि नेशनल लेवल 47% है। तो ओवरऑल हमारे यहाँ पे हमने पूरा इसको, जैसे बिरला मॉडल पहले आपने तारीफ करी थी, जयपुर का जो मॉडल है हमारा, पहले वो काफी संख्या बढ़ रही थी, पर अब वो स्थिति नहीं रही है। जयपुर में हमने काबू किया है, और जो सर्वे आए उसके अंदर भी जयपुर भी, इंदौर भी, चेन्नई भी, बेंगलोर में भी एक अलग तरह से मैं समझता हूँ कि इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ है। तो हमारे इसलिए काबू में नंबर 2 हमने जो तैयारी कर रखी है आगे के लिए भी, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बढ़ाने के लिए हमने पूरी तरह से, पहले 0 था यहाँ पर टेस्टिंग, पूना और दिल्ली भेजते थे।
करेक्ट।
आज 14,000 टेस्टिंग पर डे हो रही है, 25,000 हो जाएगी 10 दिन के बाद।
सर करेक्ट, स्टैटिस्टिक्स तो आपकी फेवर में ही है, आपकी रिकवरी रेट भी इंक्रीज हुई है, नंबर ऑफ इन्फेक्टेड पेशेंट्स इज स्टेबल। पर जैसे गोवा से हमने अभी बात की है, गोवा के हेल्थ मिनिस्टर से और केरल के हेल्थ मिनिस्टर से, दोनों कह रहे हैं दे आर कंसर्न्ड अबाउट द इन्फ्लक्स ऑफ पीपल कमिंग इन फ्रॉम अदर स्टेट्स, जैसे दिल्ली से आ रहे होंगे, महाराष्ट्र में आ रहे होंगे, जहाँ पे केसेस बहुत बड़े हुए। तो आप उसके बारे में क्या कर रहे हो? आप उसकी कोई कंसर्न नहीं है आपके लिए?
हमारे यहाँ पर करीब 8 लाख लोग आए हैं राजस्थान में। तो फॉर्चुनेटली हमने उनका क्वारंटाइन गांव-गांव में किया है, ढंग से संस्थागत भी किया है, होम क्वारंटाइन भी किया है, पूरी मॉनिटरिंग हो रही है। और आप देखेंगे खुशी होगी, गांव वाले खुद भी इतने जागरूक हो गए हैं, वो खुद उनको समझा रहे हैं, खाने पीने का इंतजाम कर रहे हैं, और अच्छी मॉनिटरिंग सरकार भी कर रही है और हमारे गाँव वाले भी कर रहे हैं। और करीब 2,000 केस बढ़े उनके आने के बाद में, परंतु अभी 7-8 केस सीरियस हुए होंगे, वरना वो नॉर्मल हो रहे हैं। 4-5 दिन बाद में क्वारंटाइन टाइम पूरा हो जाएगा, तो चिंता वाली बात राजस्थान में नहीं है, मैं कह सकता हूँ आपको।
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Gehlot, for joining us with your time. Mr. Rane, I want to go back to what you were saying. Goa had asked for the lockdown to be extended, yet at the same time, you had asked for relaxations for restaurants and gyms. Restaurants, yes, those relaxations are going to come in from the 8th, but gyms?
No, but Sarah, I'll just, I think in the MHA guidelines very clearly mentioned that gyms needs to be looked at the third phase. I think what the Chief Minister was just trying to put the view across of what was the demand coming from the legislators and from the people at the ground level. Like just Madam Shailaja mentioned, that tourism and other activities need to start. Goa has had an excellent recovery rate. Our cases, suddenly there was a spike and we have brought them down to about 24, 25 now. And as far as our problem is from people coming from Maharashtra and other areas, and here there's a clause in the MHA guidelines, is that we can have a little, there's some sort of flexibility on capping in terms of people coming from interstate. My worry is of a lot of people, 80% of the cases that have come positive is basically from people coming from Maharashtra. But same time, like I mentioned, these activities, like our Chief Minister has asked for a lockdown extension for another 15 days, a lot of flexibility is there within the state since we already have an Epidemic Act in force, 1897. We need livelihood, we need economic activity, and I know that Kerala and Goa both are tourist destinations, and people will come to us to destinations. We need economic activity to be kick-started, and we are confident with the measures that under the leadership of the Chief Minister, what we are putting in the state of Goa in terms of testing, enhancing testing capacities, and designating the local punch members and other people as people to monitor the people who are coming there and people who are put in home quarantine. And a lot of people, I would like to assure you and mention to you, like today through your channel, is people have been very cooperative, and even the people coming into the state of Goa have been voluntarily paying for the testing at the airports or at the railway stations. We have been logistically, we have now learned a lot in these last few months. And I'm confident Goa will bounce back as a tourist destination, but all depends on the stringent measures and SOPs that we implement.
Yes.
And I'm confident, just like Kerala, Goa also is doing a fairly good job. And I'm confident Goa becomes a very favorite destination for people to come inside. But we need to now move on and live with COVID-19. Same time, stringent measures, like were mentioned in the guidelines, like, curfew from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. and also wearing of masks, social distancing. And we will use all the mechanisms that are available in the Health Act to see that all these eateries, all these restaurants follow the guidelines that are given so that we can, in a very meticulous manner, restart tourism, but also follow the guidelines given by the MHA and safety and the health of the state of Goa and people coming into Goa will be taken care of.
All right. So as India unlocks 1.0, it's up to the states to enforce these guidelines and make sure they are followed. KK Shailaja, thank you so much. Vishwajit Rane, thank you so much,
Thank you,
both
Sarah.
of you,
Thank you so
for
much.
joining us tonight. We're going to go in for a short break, but after that we have a big interview coming up with Dr. Valeria, the director of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Stay tuned.